This video is a continuation of the last video I posted on rollover calculation. Now, in the last video, I did not explain how to do the rollover calculation. So here is a basic way to do the calculation. So let's assume that we want to make a calculation for the particular market, for rainbow 2+ rainbow market in 49ja. So here is how it's going to be like. The odd for that rainbow market 2+ market is 1.50. Since the odd is 1.50, you are the one to decide how many times rollover you want to do. For instance, this is same thing as saying how many odds you need from the system. So let's assume that what you need from the system is probably, let me open a calculator. Let's assume that the odd you need from the system is three times rollover. So the 3 times rollover is going to give us 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5. So the 3 times rollover is going to give us this odd 3.375 odd. Now, how do we make calculation for this 3.375 odd, and how do we apply this odd in the game? Here is how to do the calculation for this odd. Now, this times this times this again is going to give us 3.375 odd. Now, doing a rollover calculation for this is very simple. You just have to do 1.5 times 50. Let's assume you are starting with let's assume that you are starting with 500. Okay, so times 500 times 500. This is how you do it. Now, this first one is for this odd. This first one, this one is for this, and this second one is for this, which means you have covered for these two odds. So we are still going to do one more times 500 again, meaning that at this point you have covered for the 3. You can see, right? So you have been able to cover for the 3. Now that you have covered for the 3, is this multiplication that will determine how much profits you are making in this first one. So here is the thing. If we do this, it's going to give us 1.5 times 500 times 500. Sorry, it's not supposed to be 500, it's supposed to be times 1.5. So at this point here, where I used 500 here, it's supposed to be times 1.5. So here is supposed to be times 1.5 times 1.5 here, 1.5, which is exactly the same thing that is in this up. So you are bringing it down while you're fixing the amounts. Okay, so you are going to have this 1000. For the 2 we are having this, so for the 3 we are having this 1687 naira. Now this is same thing as doing since 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5 is going to give us 3.375. The same thing as doing 3.75 times 500. It should give us same amount. So you see, right? It's giving us same amount. So with this, you come to, let's continue. So 1000, we are making 1000 Let me go back there. 1687. We split the screen so that it will be easier. One thousand six eight seven. All right. If you can go and rest yourself. 1687. Now 1687 minus the 500 naira capital. Remember, this is your capital here. Minus this will give us 1187. This is your profit. So let's apply this thing. Now let's apply this thing. So the whole of this calculation we have made is just our number one. This whole calculation here is our number one. So let's apply this thing in the game. I'm going to do okay. So let's assume that we are going for blue 500. We've traded for blue 500 with the 500, which is the first one, and in the account, remember, we add 100,000 naira. So minus the 500 naira we have used to place trade, minus the 500 naira, this is what we have. So we made our first win, but making this first win does not actually mean you have made a win. You are not satisfied with this win. This is because not like you are not satisfied, the profit is not big enough, but because you are aiming at a 3 times rollover, and that amounts to a total odd of 3.375. So you go in with this amount again, we 750. Okay, so you go in with the amount you have made, which is 750 from the 500. So you go in with that. If you make a win this time, which we did, the next one, if now we have made a total of 1000, you can see, right? If assuming it was a 2-time rollover, you have made 650 plus 625 profits. You can see, right? But you are not satisfied with that. Why? Because you are going for a 3 times rollover. That's the advantage of rollover. So I'll be going with time 1001,550. Yeah, I think I made mistake because of the time. I added 25 naira, so minus 25 naira. You can say I added 25 naira. So this profit minus 25 naira is our actual profit. So that would be, our profit is 1000. Our profit will be, we have completed the 3 times rollover successfully. So our profit is 1200 minus 25 naira. That will give us 1175. That's our profit. I think I did not make that mistake of typing 25 naira. So this would have been our profit, but because of that, look at what we made. So this would have been our profit. This is the advantage of rollover. Now I'm not going to extend that calculation. because if you are taking class, you will already, by seeing that first one, you already know how to extend your calculation and what number to calculate it to. You can see, right? This is the beauty of rollover. It's with rollover you make higher amount of profit. In fact, you are the one to decide how much profit you want to make from a smaller capital, and same time you decide how much profit you want to make from a particular odd, not just having the higher capital but managing the smaller capital to make higher profits. Again, the most important part is this is just 1.5 odd in this particular market. The whole of this market is 1.550 odd, but you are not satisfied with the odd. You are giving yourself a particular odd out of the market. So the system gives you a situation whereby the system gives you 2 odd. You are saying no, you are not satisfied with that 2 odd the system is giving to you. This is the odd you want out of the system, and that's the odd you get, just like what we did now. We just successfully achieved 3.365 or thereabouts from the system, from a odd of just 1.50 odd. So all you have to do is to follow that number one calculation, that step, and make the calculation to the required amount. So if it's 2 times rollover, it's simple. If you say 2 times rollover, so if it's a 2 times rollover, you just have to do it 2 times. That's 1.5 times 1.5, which means if you are starting with 500 naira, it's going to be 1.5 times 1000 times 1.5. Times 1.5. So that will give us let me go back to the calculator. That will give us 1.5 times 1000 times 1.5. That will give us 2250. Give us close to 2250. You can see, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2250. You can see, right? Normally, if you this market now is supposed to be just 1.5 times 1000 or any amount you are using to play, which will give you 50% of your capital. So with amount like this, you're supposed to make just 1500 naira, and your profit is actually just 500 naira. When you deduct your capital, you'll be left with just 500. But in this rollover, it gives you the opportunity to make times 2 and more of your capital. Your capital is 1000. If you deduct the capital from this, you still have 1250 left. You can see the beauty of it. So that's how you do a rollover calculation. So for the 2 times, let me erase this one so it won't confuse you. So for the 2 times, this is your number one. This minus your capital of 1000, which will be left with 1002. Let me even erase this one. You will be left with 1250. So this is your number one. So you do your number two calculation. I know many persons with this alone, with this guide alone, will be able to do the calculation to any extent. So that's how you do it. If you're already familiar with the basic calculation, then this one will not be a problem. Alright, so that was it for the rollover calculation. So guys, see you when we see again.